Hello, I'm Scott, and today I want to give you some tips on how you can get a high score in Resident Evil 6, The Mercenaries. When you start a map, always learn where the time and combo placements are. Once you figure them out, find the quickest route possible to gather the time so you can focus on killing and using the combos multiplier when needed. The combo multiplier aren't necessary for a high score, but they do help if you can rack up a lot of kills in the short time frame that you have. When you're fighting the standard enemies, try to shoot them at least once in the head and activate the melee. It kills the standard enemies instantly, and depending on your character, knocks down any others that are nearby, letting you stomp on them as well. The headshot isn't the only way though. You could shoot them in the leg, which brings them down to the ground or other stuff. But the advantage of the headshot melee is that it's a guaranteed kill, and lets you get other enemies who are nearby. Now the reason you'll want to melee is that every enemy killed this way will give you at least 5 seconds time bonus, with the harder enemies bringing in more, and it saves a lot of ammo. This is one of the biggest keys to getting a high score, is maintaining the combo and getting as high as possible, which as long as you keep a good steady pace, it should be simple. Although as you get further in the stage, difficult enemies will appear, but by using tip number 2 and figuring out when to melee them, you should do good. Also, don't be afraid to spray enemy to keep the combo going. During my playthrough, it seemed that the only ammo that's usually dropped is the ammo for whatever the primary weapon you're using. So when it comes to the powerful stuff like the Magnum or Elephant Killer, make sure you reserve it for use against the Fat Bastards or Bloodsuckers, since they usually present the biggest annoyance, and it should put them in a state where a melee can be done. If you want to live to see your score mean something, this is key. After a certain amount of enemies have been killed, they will become faster, deadlier, and more numerous. So constantly keep on the move, and if you do get surrounded, don't be afraid to either use a remote bomb or throw a grenade to clear some space. And if you have to, run away. Since this is something new to the Resident Evil series, it took me a while to get used to it, but once I did, it helps a lot. Throughout the game and in Mercenaries, you will have enemies that shoot, throw up, or jump at you, and when that happens, be prepared to dodge out of the way. Especially when the bloodshots start showing up, since that seems to be their preferred way to attack, and when you are on the ground after dodging, you can quickly dispatch them, keeping you and your combo alive. When playing with a buddy, during the first part of the match, it helps to separate with one guy collecting all the time while the other starts building up the combo. About halfway through, you'll want to regroup as the enemies start piling up, so you'll be able to cover each other's back and heal each other when needed. To use quickfire, you pull both the aim and fire buttons at the same time, making your character shoot at the closest enemy. It's extremely useful for taking out the annoying dogs and enemies that are too close to properly aim. The only downside is that it's not always going to hit, and it uses one stamina bar, so use it sparingly. Well, that covers a good portion of the general tips. Really, it's all about getting that combo as high as possible and having as much time left over at the end. If I missed anything or you have any suggestions, please leave a comment. Thanks for watching.